Well, all right, guys, welcome to another episode of How Ugly Is My Face? And so since we're doing this again, I thought I'd give you guys a closer look at the mole situation. Got a bit of a beard today. What's going on? I don't know. Happy Thursday. It's trash day. And so convenient that I am in none other than Los Angeles. Anyway, so one of the things that is actually pretty good about what I'm doing here with this treatment here, the micro lesion therapy, that again, I would never do micro lesion therapy without having and making sure that my diet and my exercise are working together and that they are optimal for who I am. Because otherwise the skin would not heal fast enough, and I would have to do many treatments separate from each other, right? I couldn't do as many treatments as I do consistently, one after the other, perhaps sometimes twice a day. Sometimes I can push it to 3 or 4 times a day, which makes the micro lesion therapy work better, because it is, what do you call it? It is the rebirth by a trillion lesions, whereby we feed our bones and our muscles instead of our cancers. But anyway, we're trying to destroy as many bad zombie cells as possible and allow the new ones to grow in their place, hopefully getting some sort of improvement in the face. And some days are better than others, depending on how I sleep, how well I do the treatment. And obviously today is not one of those days. I'm a little bit under the weather, including, you can tell by the nose is kind of stuck in there. Anyway, we talked about one of the negatives of the microlesion therapy is that occasionally you'll see some old scars that were like kind of not visible pop up again. Maybe today is not that obvious, but I have one there. And there's a couple of little ones. This is the biggest one that I have on my head that I can remember seeing. There's a couple in there. And the reason why they show up is, I guess, as you clean up the skin, they become more visible. The skin is shinier and less, how do you say, wrinkly as it was when I started. So there have been good things. And another thing about my diet, exercise, and the microlesion therapy that I'm doing is, which is kind of awesome, that I don't suffer from lactic acid. You know how all the bodybuilders, like when I was young, I wanted to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone and a bunch of others. When they go to the gym, they'll do arm day, then they'll do back day, then they'll do leg day, whatever they do. Because if they do leg day twice, right, the buildup of the lactic acid is so bad that the next day it hurts to do the weight. So they need their body to recover in order for the muscle to grow, but also just because the lactic acid just gets too much. With what I'm doing, I don't get that. I can work out every single day, and the next day it's like I'm fresh, like I'm new. So that's the other good thing about what I'm doing right now. And I proved it to myself because when I was in Oklahoma, I did like, again, I wasn't lifting very heavy, but I was lifting consistently for like 5 hours a row every day. And I didn't have to basically rest the next day because I was fresh and ready to go again. Like it was nothing. So anyway, that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about with this microlesion therapy. There's always going to be positives and negatives. Again, to do what I'm doing, the diet, the exercise, I've made many videos on it, but it's super restrictive, and there's so many things that you got to do exactly in a certain order in order for this to work. It's not like, hey, I'll just take a pill, or I'll get on testosterone, or I'll do, I don't know, all kinds of steroids or whatever. There's a gene therapy, whatever. It's none of that stuff. There's no blue pill, red pill, black pill, white pill, whatever pill. It's just basic, simple things that I do for exercise and diet. That works well with my body. Again, I've been testing this stuff out as long as I have, many years. And then now I've gone to the next stage with mycorrhizal therapy, where I'm trying to get as many of the zombie cells out of my body. And again, these things are pesky, and they seem to move, and they appear in different places. I've got plenty of these weird zombie cells, the double chin, around the neck area, all around my spine, and they bother me a lot. Around the love handles, I've got this pain in my side, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, it's working. It's obviously going to take a really long time to get to the end of it, but I'm hoping maybe in a year we'll make decent progress, and hopefully it'll be visible in the face. But that's where we are. So instead of talking about the elephant in the streets, I'll keep talking about this instead, because I just can't deal with it anymore. It's gotten too much. And the worst of all, as I always say, is I don't care if it's left, right, up and down, sideways. I have tax derangement syndrome. It's TDS. It just has nothing to do with a duck. Tax derangement syndrome. Under any leadership, it's always the same. It's the same old song, with a different meaning since Pelosi's gone.